anytime you start making paper Bitcoin or paper silver or paper gold, and what do I mean by that? Futures, ETFs, stuff like that. That creates paper version that's not actual spot, right? So anytime you do that, yes, the same money that comes in to buy it so that they can actually short it and they can keep it down with unlimited money and unlimited leverage. They can keep it down indefinitely or until they scoop up as much as they want when everyone loses interest and then it takes off.
What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you're tuned in from. Welcome to another Saturday edition of the Alpha Series here on Discover Crypto. My name is Kelly Kellum. Welcome to the show. If this is your first time, I hope to guarantee that it's not going to be your last time. We've got an excellent guest lined up for you today. Mr. Jesse Olson is going to be breaking down what it means to cut the noise out of all these narratives from FUD and hope. And look at the chart. Let the chart do the talking for you. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive in right to our guest. And I want to ask him a question right up front. Jesse, first off, thank you for being here. But do you think we're still going to get another bull runs like we've seen in the past? Or do you think all of these new institutions coming in and big money players coming into the market are going to change the dynamic of what a bull run is in Bitcoin? What's your thoughts?
What's up, Kelly? Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. And we should have some fun here. Coming from a trading standpoint, right? I'm going to come from a trading standpoint and a point of view. When I first got the first bull run, right? 2020, 2021, I was still learning. And yes, I was doing pretty good 2021, really good. But the whole time I was saying this, I was like, please give me one more bull run after this, right? Please give me one more. I'm not 100% certain that we get another bull run like we did on the last one. And I'm not as optimistic with, the big institutions coming in. And I wasn't back in 2020 and I wasn't in 2021 because becoming from options, I know that manipulation is in there because they want to make money. They have billions, if not trillions of dollars. They've had algorithms for, I don't know, 12, 15 years or longer that are like probably where us retail folk are at now, right? And they have the money behind it, right? So, when futures were created end of 2017, I think Bitcoin started to become more correlated. Now there's trust like GBTC and if there's ETFs and stuff like that, I think it will become more correlated. I think it's amazing for traders, right? I just don't think that, and if I'm wrong, I hope I'm wrong because I will do much better, right? I will do much better if we get a massive bull run. But if we don't, it's because it'll become more of a trading thing than it will be a long-term investor where you could just buy one Bitcoin and one Bitcoin at $26,000 becomes, $2 million. Wouldn't that be great? I just, it can't be that easy. And if it is, great. We'll all be there, right? I'm trading Bitcoin. I'm trading it with leverage. I welcome that. I make way more money on a long position with leverage than I do on a short position because the leverage, you're gaining profit and the coin value is going up. But on the short side, the coin value isn't going up. It's going down. So I collect more coins, but the coin value isn't going up. So first and foremost, I do want another bull run. And I beg for another bull run so all my snipers can participate and they can make money as well and change their lives. But I'm not certain that it's going to happen. And I'd be surprised if they allow it to happen. If big companies are coming in, I don't know. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see, but we'll be there if it does, and we won't be surprised if it doesn't. Put it that way.
Now, Jesse, I have to say how much I appreciate people that are in this space that bring a balanced view because everybody thinks it's just going to go up, up, and away, especially considering the fact that we have the halving right around the corner. Do you think the halving is going to be the primary driver of if we do get a bull run? Do you think the halving really, truly is going to have an impact on price action? What's your thoughts on this?
I have a couple thoughts on it. So, one, I think the halving will still play a factor, right? If all things are the same, if the same, um, if the one, there's a couple things that could hurt it, right? So, Bitcoin came out after the 2008 crash, right? So, it's never experienced a dot com bubble crash. It never experienced 2008 crash. I have. I went back to zero. I lost everything. So for me, the up only left me a long time ago, right? Like I know it's not up only when I thought it was up only in my mid 20s, right? So for me, a couple of those things. I do have hope for Bitcoin. I do believe on some level they'll be able to manipulate it and suppress it. If you look at gold and silver, right? Gold and silver should probably be $30,000 an ounce by now for gold, and silver should probably be $1,000 per ounce by now. And because of paper, silver, and gold, I just don't think they've been able to suppress it, right? So I believe those are probably should be worth a lot more. Um, the one positive with Bitcoin is anyone can go buy spot Bitcoin much easier than silver and gold, right? I've bought silver and gold and they deliver it to you in a weird package and it's heavy, right? It's not easily transportable and all that stuff. So there are some positives about Bitcoin, right? So, who knows what the agendas are? I don't, that's why I stick hyper focused to the charts because I don't know what the backroom deals are happening. I don't know the narratives. I don't know any of that stuff. I'm not a top 0.1 percenter making those decisions. So the only thing I can do is trade the charts. Uh, but going back, if we do get this bull run, I do have some reasons why. Like you said, you brought up 150,000. I do have a couple reasons why that I could see Bitcoin hit 110, 125, and maybe even the top would be like $140,000. But that's a lot of what ifs. So, we will take it level by level and swing trade the heck out of it all the way up in the bull run. If we get another bull run, that's kind of like the topping that I would see price hit. So.
No, I appreciate that answer. And I'd like to shift gears here for a second because you've been trading for years before Bitcoin was even around. And I'd like to dive into that experience a little bit and throw it back to the beginners out there, because we do have beginners that are out there still right now, but disproportionately as we get new bullish impulses, especially in Bitcoin or the rest of the altcoin markets, we're going to have a huge influx of new people into this space. So what would you say if you had maybe not a secret sauce, but a beginner's pack, a beginner's sort of encouragement and the need to knows and the need to uses for people that are starting from scratch? Maybe they don't have a pro trading view account. Maybe they're not buying one of our indicators, of one of your indicators, or some of the many paid indicators out there. There's a lot of free tools. So what would you say for beginners getting started today or at any point in the future? Where do they start? How do they dive into this?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, first and foremost, like before this, I would say salvage as much capital at first as possible. I feel like the faster you want to jump in to make money, the faster you are going to lose money. So it sounds generic that, learn first, right? But say you already passed, you're going down discovery road and you're trying to learn and develop your own strategy, right? Well, if you're on TradingView, for example, you can get a relative strength indicator for free. If you're on TradingView, free platform, you can get the MACD indicator. I think that's the most commonly used for beginners is the MACD indicator. And just before you do anything else, just study it and study it some more and then back test it and develop a strategy based off of your back test. There's an amazing replay button on TradingView that you can go back and kind of, after you develop a strategy, you can easily go back and hit the replay video and see what that how that kind of plays out in the past. It doesn't mean it's going to happen in the future, but you can get an idea over time of back testing with the replay button. That's probably number one. And then paper trade. I know it's not exciting. I know I didn't do it. I jumped head first. I would have 5-digit wins, followed by 5-digit losses, and it was brutal, right? And I've never had a 6-digit loss, but I've had 6-digit wins. But I've had 5-digit losses, and it wasn't until the 5-digit losses that made me like I made 5-digit wins with basically hardly any strategy whatsoever, and that was probably the worst thing that could happen. The best thing that could happen is that I had the 5-digit win loss, and it made me go back to the drawing board. It made me reevaluate my whole life. What am I doing in trading type of thing, that aha moment. And that's when I really went obsessive on the charts and developing my own strategy. I saw other people's strategies out there, and when I would back test it, I went through a phase where I back tested so many other people's strategies. I would just say, didn't work. This doesn't work for me. This doesn't work for me. And every strategy could work differently for different people, especially on different time frames. So develop something that works for you. Find a time frame that works for you and your lifestyle. Some of our snipers, they can't do swing trading on the daily chart. They don't have the patience for it. They're scalpers. They're day traders, right? So you got to know yourself too. And then at that point, as you're graduating from paper trading and back testing, the next level is maybe risk some lunch money. The amount of money you and I would go out for like a nice lunch, and if I were to buy your lunch, I don't even think twice about it. Like something I'm not even going to lose sleep over. Then I talk about doing lunch money. Then maybe you do lunch money with leverage or blah blah blah, or a little bit more money with spot, right? So you got to take it in levels and kind of make it a systematic approach. And if you treat it like a business in those levels, that's when you're going to have a better chance of making it. Otherwise, if you jump straight in and you want to go 50x leverage, no strategy, no experience, no back testing, I guarantee you blow up account. I guarantee it. One of the things I say is like if you're trying to double down, like you were doing well, right? So a couple of things that I've talked about in coaching is that, and by the way, I don't do live coaching anymore. I have recorded coaching, but I don't do live coaching. It's just too much time and energy. But when I was doing those live coaching calls, we talked about this, and we talked about that, you know, every time you win a trade, if you're treating it like a business, you pull out, for example, I pull out, my personal strategy is I pull out 50% out of that trading account, and I take it out of the digital world and then go maybe put it in the physical world or diversify in some other way, right? So you're always taking a piece off, always taking a piece off. And one of the students is like extremely young, right? And I said, hey, what are you gonna do with your winnings, right? He crushed it, and I was actually jealous of his trade. He actually nailed it on high leverage, and I'm like, go buy your mom something nice, right? So not only take like money off the table, but it's the whole mindset. If you're not taking money off the table on each trade, what happens is you're up like you were, say, 50,000, $100,000, 10,000, $1,000. Maybe you're brand new. You're up $1,000, and that's the most you've ever had. You want to flip that into 10,000, right? Then you want to flip that into $1 million. And that's what you just fell into. That same example you just gave, you fell into that mindset, and you only can do that by learning the hard way. So what you have to do is be more systematic about it. And after a win, fighting the urge of going all back in. And instead of going all back in, you're pulling some out, and then you're going at the new. Every trade you have to treat as brand new. And instead of jumping in and out, is everything lining up on the charts, just like it did the first one. You nailed the first trade. And a lot of times this happens when I talk about it, you'll have like 9 winning trades in a row. And we're human. We're not robots. I'm not a robot. I know I'm most likely to have a bad trade after I've had 9 in a row. Why? Because my confidence is so high. I've skipped steps, right? So if you skip steps because your confidence is so high, that's when you're most likely going to have your next loss. And if you make a mistake on that, you forget to put in a stop loss, you do too high of leverage. Next thing you know, you're having a major setback, and it sets you back not only on financially but mentally. So be cautious. Once you are making the wins and you are winning like 9 times in a row, you're going to have a loss. And usually it's because your confidence is so high, not because you've been on a losing streak, right? So just want to point that out. And it was based off of what you're kind of talking about. You were winning, it was the bull run, and then all of a sudden you went all in with more leverage and took a $70,000 loss. So you learn from your mistakes, right?
Yeah, well, I have to say, I couldn't agree more with you on all those great places to start for beginners and how utilizing a lot of those free tools that are available to you to get started, to understand the mechanisms of all these tools that you're going to be utilizing when you're doing price analysis and trying to figure out when to buy and when to sell. It's not just about looking at price action. It's about looking at those underlying data sets that can give you an edge as to when trends are going to shift. So with that being said, I have to say, Jesse, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for taking your time to share your thoughts with us and your lens on this market. And everybody, if you want to see more of Jesse, throw a one in chat, comment down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. And if you would, make sure you head over to Jesse Olson right here on Twitter. Follow him right here at JESSEOLSON. Find out so much more about him here, all kind of different content he shares on a daily basis, really breaking down charts. He even has his own Market Sniper Academy right here at marketsniper.pro. You can also find out more information on BitLab Academy right here at Academy BitLab. Follow me, of course, at Kelly Kellam, Kelly Kellam. Make sure you check out bitlabacademy.com. We have all the tools and courses and strategies and the community that can really help you dive into this space and understand what is going on. Self-custody, trading fundamentals, psychology of trading, on-chain analysis, candles, candle patterns, indicators. There's so much in here is the point. Join us here in BitLab Academy. You can still use our coupon code GIVEME30 for an additional 30% off your first month. I hope to see you in there in the Discord and over on the BitLab Academy daily YouTube stream right here at youtube.com/@BitLab Academy. I'll see you there. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend. Get out of the charts, and we'll see you in the next video. Adios.